Hey Martin again. Today I'm trying a Gangster Gurgler. Good snook fly, redfish, surface part for baby tarpon, that sort of thing. And I'm tying a reasonably big one today. This is a 2 I'm tying, but you can tie them. I sometimes tie them down to about a 2. Excuse me. So I've got a size 2 S10S 4H Gamakatsu in the vise. You could use like an SL12. And I'm just running on a bed of olive 6 UTC thread. I like a flat thread for these. Obviously you would change the colour to suit the colour of gurgler you're tying. And the first thing I'm going to tie in is the eyes. Just a pair of black eyes, shrimp crab eyes. And I tie these, I want them to be like extended maybe a hook shank length from the tie-in point, which is about halfway between the barb and the point of the hook. If you measure with your thread there. Just tie them in next to each other. Don't worry too much about positioning them at this stage. As long as they're the same length, you're fine. Right. Get that cut. And just secure them the length of the body. And then you can separate them with your fingers a wee bit and just let them and that lets them sit fairly evenly. Then I'm going to get some dubbing. A lot of guys like these tied with like cactus chenille Westas. That's nice as well. But I'm doing a dubbed version. And I'm mixing some Shaggy dubbing. I'm using Nymph dub in beige. And I'm mixing it with some orange spectra flash. Fine orange spectra flash dubbing. Probably 25% spectra flash or less, 20% spectra flash, and the rest this Shaggy Nymph dubbing from Subai. The Nymph dubbing is really long fibre that's really bushy. Anything like seal fur would be nice. Anything with a really long fibre is what you want. Especially later when you come to put it in the loop. As you can see, it gives you quite a nice sparkly effect. Oh, that's enough. So just take a smallish pinch. Get it in the thread. And then come under the eyes and between them. Stretch it out. Same in the other direction to start spreading them. Turn over, turn beneath, almost like you would with a dry fly tail. Get that built up there like that. And now you can see now the eyes are nice and separated. in position. Now I'm going to just take a excuse me, terrible cold. Won't have a terrible cold this morning. I'm going to take an orange saddle hackle, fairly long in the fibre. Again, colours up to you. You could use chartreuse, hot pink would be nice. Just tie that in. Fold it back. Snap it away. That's nice and secure. Then we'll just sweep the hackle back as we wind. I like to make the hackle fairly heavy, you know, because the body's got to be in quite a shaggy dubbing loop, so you don't want to lose the hackle. That's fine. Just take it and go forward, drop back, and tie back towards the dubbing bump to sort of flare the hackle a bit. Then for the tail, I'm using 2 bunches of craft fur. Tan first. Just take away the under fur. Two and a half shark lengths feel about fine. Make sure you get right back, do your tie in. Then I'll trim this the length of the body, leaving space for the tie in at the front. This keeps everything nice and even. Right? I hate to see flies tied where it's all trimmed here and you've got a kind of ugly bump. But, yeah. In these big flies you can lose it if you do that, but it's a bad habit to get into. And then I've got some golden brown fur. Just going to lay that on top. Pinch it fairly tight so that it doesn't roll. Pull it straight up and tighten back. Same again, trim it the length of the body. And then just tidy everything up and touch and turns with your thread. That's nice and neat and nice and strong. And I'll just sort of taper that off. And just to add a bit of that's nice and shrimpy. Next comes the foam. So using 2 strips of foam for the back, tan and a light brown. So you need to tie in the top colour first, and that's my light brown. Right, so I've got my strip of foam, got a hook gap in width, and I've got a slight taper into the foam so I can tie it in more easily. Just take a loose turn to catch it, gather and wrap, and then you can tie back. In order to make sure it sits perfectly flush. I like to angle it slightly towards me so that as I wind, the thread sort of pulls it straight. Rather than if you try to hold it straight, the thread will you'll be fighting the thread rather than letting it work for you. I just go back and open turns. You don't need to compress it too much. It's not going to pull out or anything. And then same again with the tan foam. Exactly the same. Just you tie all the way back. Then you can sort of tighten it up a bit. But I mean, you don't need to over compress it, because that's still buoyancy. You know, if you crush it flat, you're going to lose the buoyancy. So for the body, I like to make a dubbing loop. And I'll take the rest of my dubbing that I mixed earlier. First I'll card it a bit. Just carding, you're just basically making the fibres sit roughly the same direction. And you just hold it, pull it, line it back up, hold it, pull it through, line it back up, hold it, pull it, line it back up. That makes the fibre sit sort of parallel when you put it in the dubbing loop, which makes life easier for you. And then just get that spread reasonably evenly. And then just twist it up. Most of the time I just use my fingers to twist the dubbing loops. So it takes a wee bit longer, but it's not the end of the world. Right, and then I've trapped a bit of some of my hackle fibre, that's fine. Just cover that up. Oops, we shouldn't bump your thread. So just wind your loop forward. Okay, that looks good. And just cross your thread. And I'll fold this back again just for security. Then get some Velcro. Just give it a rub to get any of the trapped fibres. And it pulled out. You always trap some when you wind the dubbing loop, so it's good just to, and I like to, if you sort of encourage them downward, it helps sort of create a nice leggy shrimpy effect. This is why I prefer the dubbing rather than the cactus chenille, although it does take a wee bit longer. And just fold your foam, right, so fold it back, then bring it forward. It's easier to position it if you use a layer at a time. Then fold the front piece back, take a few wraps in front, that helps to lock it in position. and then tighten that down. And you can pull your second layer over nice and tight. Make sure it's sitting nice. Now what I always do here is I've got a bit of gel type super glue and just sort of stick these two together. This helps to stiffen the sort of gurgling area a wee bit, and it means when you trim them they're going to be exactly matched. So the last thing I'm going to do is tie in a Weedguard. Just using £40 nylon and a loop. So I've just flattened the ends there. Just quickly bit it. I mean, you're not supposed to. Don't tell your dentist. And I'm just going to catch them by the flattened ends. Oh, I've got one there, that's fine. And I don't know if you can see that. No, I don't think you can. I've actually tied it, the tie-in points just at the start of the flat end at the narrow point, so that it shouldn't be able to slip out, right? Like it's thicker at the tip, and then just get some wraps in front of it. A wrapper to around it. And then you got finished there. There you are. And there you have it. The Gangster Gurgler is basically tied. There we go. So I like the loop and the loop Weedguard. It's up to yourself. You could use a V. V's fine actually. A V's just as good. Or a single strand. So the last thing basically to do is I'll just follow the line of this to get them the same length, and then I like to just come in and trim the corner. And that's it done. Gangster Gurgler. A quick lashing of cement. And just get plenty in there. You can wipe the excess off the foam with your finger. Get it in here as well. There you go. Gangster Gurgler. A dubbed body. Still plenty of flash in that. I don't know how well it shows in the camera, but it's quite sparkly, even though you're not using the cactus chenille. Just a wee variation that you can try. So, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below, and remember to subscribe for more HD 5 time videos. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.